So this is going to be independent and individual and unique to you. But that's why I think it's massively important to talk about. And one of the reasons I wanted to start this fitness channel again is because as fitness and going to the gym does become more and more popular, and right now it's more popular than ever, a study or a voting poll, what do you call it? A survey came out the other day over here in the UK where they said up to 50% of young people, I don't know what they classify as a young person, don't think they're talking about a 4-year-old, but that would be a young person, have given up alcohol because they're far more interested in health and fitness and going to the gym and CrossFit and all of these things. And what it has done, obviously, on social media and things like YouTube, is it sparked army, I suppose, or it sparked a wave of debate about what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And listen, there's a lot in worth in there, especially when it comes to the science of lifting weights. There's loads of YouTube fitness guys out there, and girls, of course, that will be able to help you with this. But what I think has been lost in translation, and something that I certainly want to lean into, is this idea of working out and going to the gym should be something that you enjoy, and it should be something that speaks to you, and it should be something you look forward to. Now, that's not going to happen every single day. In fact, it would be impossible to think you're going to wake up every day for the rest of your life, but oh man, I can't wait to go to the gym. Sometimes our brains don't operate that way, which is why it's massively important to find what works for you. Maybe you want to be a weightlifter, maybe you want to be a bodybuilder, maybe you want to go to pro wrestling training, maybe you want to go do MMA, maybe you want to be a boxer, maybe you want to do CrossFit. Like, even today, you get people going, oh, you can't possibly do CrossFit. Of course you can do CrossFit. You think CrossFit would have boomed and we got the CrossFit Games if it wasn't working from an exercise point of view? Of course it is. But people get bogged down in what they think is right and what they think is wrong, and they're influenced, of course, it's called social influences, by things they're seeing on the internet. And take it all in, because educating yourself and learning about new things is massively important. But ultimately, just do what you want to do. If you watch my old fitness stuff, you know I talked about this all the time. I chat to Gorilla Mind, GorillaMind.com/Simon. You just get 10% off. They are supporting all my fitness videos, so thank you very much. But I can't stand the people that will shout at you, especially on Instagram. It's still Instagram. It's been years since I've done this, and it's still Instagram and TikTok too, actually. TikTok's coming here, simonmiller316 on both of those platforms. But it's people yelling at you. You need to get up 4 a.m. You need to be doing this. You're not pushing it hard enough in the gym. You haven't done this crazy exercise we've just invented, even though like people have been doing the bicep curl for 472 years. And I think mostly because people do want to be in shape, and we are looking not for the easy route, but we want to take the right route. I don't want to say people are looking for an easy way out, but we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. We just so easily use that word again, influenced by, because we go, oh, that's why I don't look like this guy, or that's why I don't feel this way, or that's why I'm not seeing the progress I want to, because I'm not doing this one specific thing. It's absolute baloney. As someone who's been training now for over 20 years, which is kind of terrifying, I can tell you that consistency is the most important thing in the world. If you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, eventually your body does respond. Now, of course, it comes down to diet, it comes down to rest, it comes down to genetics, I know, just to totally ruin your life. Like, you may want to be the biggest, most jacked person in the world, but if your body dimensions aren't allowing you to do that, you just have to accept where you are going to get. But that's why it should be fun, and that's why you should only be in competition with yourself. So even if you go to the gym and you do the most wacky routine ever, you do crazy amounts of HIIT cardio, 35 minutes to an hour of HIIT cardio, then you do weights, somebody will come up to you at one point saying you shouldn't be doing that if you're looking for muscle hypertrophy. You can never say that word even today, because you're exhausting your energy levels. So how are you meant to put 100% of your training into lifting weights, and therefore you're not going to break the muscle down effectively, right? So do you then try this and you flip it around, you're like, man, I don't like this. Screw what that person said. If you like doing the crazy cardio into the weights, that's what you should do. Now, there's nothing wrong with changing it around every now and then, because your body does get used to these things, and you have to shock your body into growth. But you are never going to want to train, you're never going to want to the gym if you're doing it on somebody else's plan. I don't mean if a PT gives you a plan. That's, I assume you've gone to a PT because you need the motivation. But if you don't like it, you should tell your PT. Say, nah, man, I want to do cardio before weights. And even if they say to you, well, actually, we're going to have diminishing returns, well, not diminishing returns, but your gains aren't going to be as strong as what they would be if we flipped it around, then you can decide what is more important to me. And if the thought of being a big muscly guy is what is going to motivate you, then you can do it, and you'll want to go to the gym because you have that motivation. I'm just sick and tired of people telling you at 4 a.m. you should be going to a gym, and at 6 a.m. you should be doing this, and you should be in bed at 9 p.m. You have to have a life as well. And believe you me, there was a time in my life when I was way too obsessed with lifting weights. I had to eat every 2 to 3 hours. I thought I was going to lose muscle if I didn't. I wouldn't do cardio at certain points of the day because, oh, it's eating my gains. It's all nuts. Now, and I'll do a video, it may already be up by the time you see this, my current routine. I make sure I do at least 40 minutes on the Stairmaster every morning as part of a fasted routine. You don't need to do it fasted. You don't need to do it with food in your belly. But I like getting up. I like having a cup of coffee. And I like going to the gym because I just feel like it sets me up for the day. When I do get home, and it's usually quite early I go, so it's like 7:30 or whatever, I'm like, oh, great. I've done something with my day. So even if I achieve nothing else, I know I went to smash 40 minutes on the Stairmaster. And I wouldn't say that it's fun, but there is something about it that I do like, and that's why I do it. But if you tell me, Simon, I'd rather die than do that, don't do it. No one is making you do it. You are still, no matter what you're doing, how long you're going to the gym, your routine is still as effective as mine because you're there. Now, if you're a pro bodybuilder or you're a professional athlete, sometimes you are going to need to make sacrifices. But if you are going because you want it to be part of your life and you want to make sure when you get older, you're more supple and you're more in shape, you don't need to be doing what they're doing. In fact, the pro of your life is that you can get up a little bit late and it doesn't have to take over your life and you can enjoy it on a totally different level. And I would presume that more people are enjoying the gym these days because I tell you, the subscription rate has gone through the roof. I saw it in all of January, but you need to find a way to keep that spark alive. So you can read about the science, you can read about breaking down muscles, you can read about progressive overload and diets and what should I do here and how much protein should I take in, and all of that stuff down the line you should get to. But your foundations and your entire structure has to be around, I enjoy doing this and that's what I'm going to do. And if anybody is going to be negative about that, believe you me, they're the asshole here. It's not you. Because one, most people going to the gym don't care. It's a very sort of isolated individual thing and they just want to do it. Of course, you can make it social, but you're not going to the gym because you want Dave to be jacked. You're going because you want to be jacked. And we all think the same about that person. We're just happy that you wanted to go to the gym. It's not fun when the gym is super duper busy and you can't get on a machine. That's not your fault. That's the human race's fault. And it's the gym's fault for oversubscribing these things. We don't need to get into it. So I'm going to try and hammer this home as much as I can as we do move forward through my fitness videos. But do what you want to do, okay? I'm not saying put yourself in danger. I'm not saying don't learn how to lift weights properly. And you should respect the gym in that sense. It can be a dangerous place. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but I was once on a leg press and I was doing quite a lot of weight and the damn thing broke to the point I couldn't re-rack it and I had to scream, help me, help me. It was a bodybuilding gym too. I'm not a big guy, not that size anyway. And these two massive guys had to help me and looked at me like, you morons. Like, what did I do? But the point is this, that is not what I'm saying. Don't swing rates around. Have respect for the gym. Make sure you do proper form. But even if you never break a 60 kilogram bench press, who cares? Just make sure you're doing the best form ever. Make sure you're doing the best reps ever. And make sure you're trying to hit failure or make sure you're trying to hit the rep range you have decided for yourself. Even if you sit down with 50 kilograms on the bench press and you do 10 reps and you haven't actually exerted yourself at all, if your goal for that day was to sit down, do 3 sets of the bench press at that rate, then you've done it. You can pat yourself on the back and you can go home with a big smile on your face. Now, of course, once again, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 20 weeks down the line, if you're not seeing the results you do want, you are going to have to push it a bit more. But if you're perfectly content, that's great. Because let's face it, people like myself who go into the gym and absolutely hammer it and kill themselves because that's what we enjoy, we don't look in the mirror and go, well, sweet, you look absolutely great. It's exactly the same. Sometimes we're more positive about it. More often the time we're more negative about it. Because while you should go and it's the best thing you're ever going to do and you're going to get great hormones afterwards that will make you feel good, there's also the argument the worst thing you can ever do is start going to the gym. Because as soon as you start really caring about your physique, you're never going to like it again. But of course, from a health and fitness point of view, it's far better to walk down that path. So I get it, not sort of like an over positive message for today. But if I am going to get back to these fitness videos, just the reason I started with it to begin with. Everybody wants to tell you the science and everybody wants to sort of bombard you with information. But really, you just need to be told, go, man, it's going to be okay. Nice people aren't going to intimidate you. And if you are feeling intimidated, it's on the other person. And we all hate them as well. Do what you need to do. And even if you are clinically obese by medical records, isn't it 10 times better to be in the gym trying to sort that than sitting at home because you think nobody wants you there? People want you in the gym. Find what you love, find what you enjoy, and just give it as much as you have. Or on days you only want to give it 50%, give it 50%. Even if you want to give it 10%, go back to a time when you weren't doing anything. That's what I always tell people. They say, I don't know how to start. If you are completely sedentary, just start doing a 5-minute walk a day. Everybody can find 5 minutes. Do that for a week. Then on week 2, do a 10-minute walk a day, and you've just increased your output by 50%. And when you do your first 5-minute walk, you can argue you've increased it by 100%. And I tell you, if walking becomes your thing, 6 months down the line, you'll be going for hour walks every single day. You're probably getting your 10,000 steps in, and it's the best thing you've ever done in your life. Now, diet is important too, but we'll get to that down the line. Again, hopefully this YouTube channel will be popular stimulated by videos, and you'll be able to find the one that you want, believe in yourself, and know what you are doing is right. And if someone does give you advice and it sounds great, feel free to take it on. But if it isn't for you at all, be nice, be respectful, but in your head be like, flub you, man, I ain't doing it. Now, of course, please do interact with this video as much as possible, including subscribing and sharing. We are starting from scratch here, so I do need to build the numbers up, so anything you can do would be awesome. There's a bunch of information in the description down there. My wrestling channel, if you're into that, that's across the way as well. Shout out to Gorilla Mind again, and come follow me on social media, Simon316 or Simon J Miller or Simon Miller. If you type it into your app of choice, I will pop up. Massively appreciate the support here as we do get back into the fitness stuff, and ultimately do it your way, because your way is fine and it's going to work for you. I'm a happy man. Do you know what that means? Goodbye.